Hi guys, Mama Mita here, and today let's do breakfast quick and simple before you go out that door. All right, let's get started. First off, I wanted to show you my new little gadget. I used to have one of these, but it didn't look like this. It was white, and I had it for about maybe, I don't know, over 5 years probably. It finally just wore out, and so I decided I would get another one because it's pretty easy to use. And so let me show you how you do this. Okay, so it comes in two parts. And what you need to get is a little bit of water. And you will take a half a teaspoon in each little cup. Just a half. You don't want too much. If you get too much, you can always just pour off the extra. Okay, and then you take your eggs, and in this case, I'm only doing one egg, okay? But if you're doing one egg, or you can do two eggs, if you're doing one egg, you still would need to have water, the half a teaspoon of water in both sides of the little dish, okay? Kind of looks like a cat food dish, but it's cute. Okay, so you crack that egg, and you put it in the little cup. Okay, and then you're going to take your fork and you're just going to stab the yolk. I like to stab mine twice to make sure that I did get it. Make sure that there's a little egg on there. So, otherwise, if you put it in the microwave, it's going to blow up. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to put it in the microwave. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. I got a little quick story to tell you. Someone that's very dear to my heart decided that he would microwave his eggs, but he did it at the college. And he didn't really quite know what he was doing. And so he put it in the microwave. When he went to go back to get it, he opened the door and one of the eggs blew up. It blew up and it splattered all over him. And then when he's walking back to the table to try to salvage his lunch or his partial breakfast, whatever it was, the other egg blew up. It was a mess. Poor guy. I don't think he could have impressed any women that day with his cooking skills. Hopefully he's learned now how to cook eggs in the microwave. If he hasn't, maybe he needs to go to my video. Okay, so now if you're doing one egg, you want to do it about 45 seconds. If you're doing two eggs, then you would do it for 1 whole minute. I don't like my eggs like cooked really hard, but I don't like them runny. So I'm going to do it for about 35 seconds. And so while that's cooking, I'm going to show you about this bacon. Now, when you want to do your bacon, a quick and simple way, the old way was when we used to go up and down the road with the RV, is we would take either a paper towel or a napkin, and we would take the pieces of bacon that we wanted, and we would put them into the paper towel area, like a little, almost like this was the burrito, but it's just paper towel. Anyway, so you put the bacon in there, and then fold that towel over, and that'll keep that bacon from splattering, and it'll absorb your grease. So, and on that bacon, I only cooked it, but I'm only having one slice, okay? I cooked it for 35 seconds. It's better to cook it a little less and then put it back than to overcook it. Okay, so now we're bringing this out. And take a look. A quick and simple egg. Okay, so I'm going to take and slide that over into my plate from my little breakfast here. Now, if you was doing this a little longer, you see how it gets like a little ruffled up there? To make it a little bit more smoother, you would just go a little bit less time. You get really skilled at this after you've done it a few mornings. Okay, so there, I'm gonna slide that over into the plate. So that one's done with the little gadget. Now, I'm going to show you a new way, or not a new way, but a better way. Maybe it's not even better way. Maybe you might like the little gadget I got. But if you don't have one of those little gadgets, then we're going to take an egg. And you're going to do the same thing that you did before, but you're going to be using a plate instead. You're going to take that little half a teaspoon of water and put it there. That keeps the plate kind of moist, and it makes the egg steamed. Okay. Then you're going to crack it. Hopefully this comes out on the video. You can see that. Okay. And you're going to put it right in the middle of that plate. Now let me move this over because I got a little shell there. We don't want a little shell. These eggs seem like they have a really hard shell. Okay, then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take the yolk, okay, and you're going to poke it twice, just like that, okay? So now you poke that, and then you're going to put it in the microwave, and I'm going to do it for about 30 seconds too. But this time, instead, I'm going using the little machine, or that little gadget, I'm going to put my lid, and you can buy one of these for $1 at the dollar store. And I'm going to put it just for 30 seconds, and then we'll see how it looks, because I don't want to overdo it. Now, going back to the bacon. Over here, I'm not going to use the napkin. This is another way to do your bacon. I'm not going to use a paper towel, and I'm not going to use a napkin. This time, I'm just going to put the bacon in, do it in the microwave after the egg comes out, and then I'm going to take and pour the grease off into my little bacon cup that I keep in the refrigerator to use for stews or soups and stuff. So let's see how this looks. Now, I find that a little runny. So I'm going to put that back a little bit because I don't like my eggs like that. And make sure you put that lid back on it. Otherwise, you could have a big disaster. A big mess, big cleaning up. Let's go with, say, 15 seconds more and see how that comes out. So you're going to play with it because everybody's got a different microwave and it works differently and stuff. So you'll have to play with it. I was saying, though, go less and then know how many minutes you need approximately. Because if you overdo it, you're more apt to going to get the splatters and the popping sound and it exploding everywhere. So now let's see what that looks like. Now, I find that perfect for me. That's great. Okay, so we're going to keep that there. Okay, now let me put this bacon in here, and I'm going to make sure that I use this lid. Now, remember, if you don't have the lid, you could use paper towels or a napkin. Or you could probably even use some, you just need to use some type of cover on it. Okay, so let's go with, for the bacon, let's go for 40 seconds. Oh, wait, but actually punched 4 minutes. We don't want that. Probably had the whole place smoking. Let's see what 40 seconds does. So I got this bacon for $4.28, and I'd like to cut my bacon in half, and then I just pull out like a couple strips. That way I can get a lot of use out of that bacon. You don't want, I don't need too much bacon. I like bacon, but yeah, I got to be really careful with that bacon. That's a lot of fat from my liver, and I have, liver issues with fatty liver. So yeah, I don't want to overdo that one. Okay. And I don't like my bacon really, really crispy. But let me tell you, in the microwave, you can make it really crispy. You can make it so crispy that when you pick it up, it breaks. See, now I like that. That's just perfect. Okay. So then at that point, I take my grease. Hopefully you can see this. Make sure I'm aiming this. And I let that grease just pour into that little cup. And I say that because no Southern women throw their bacon grease away. We save that for soups and whatever we need for extra flavor, for beans. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put my bacon over there. There we go. So now that's done. So now the next thing you will do, you take another plate. I'm going to show you this other way. Now, you take another plate and a half a teaspoon of water. Now, going to crack one egg again. And then you're going to use your little fork to stab the yolk. Okay, so there we go. We got that half a teaspoon of water, and we've got our yolk. Now, you don't have paper plate, or you don't have the paper towels, you don't have the napkin, so you have to use the alternative. Well, now suppose you don't have this, but you want to make this fast breakfast, because you're really saving yourself a lot of money. Because if you go down to McDonald's, or like a place like that, it's going to cost you for an Egg McMuffin $2.79. Then you got to add the tax to that also. With this here is probably less than $1.50, because you're going to add a piece of bread, which I have a piece of bread, okay? And then I can add a piece of fruit. I can do a banana, I can do an apple, or I can do slices of avocado with a little bit of salsa or a little bit of Tabascos. You can do your ketchup. I know a lot of people love their ketchup. You can do any of those things you want, all right? So going back to our egg now, this is the really the nice trick I like. So you're going to take that extra plate and you're going to put it on top of that, just like that. And you're going to put it in the microwave. And you want to make sure that the plate is sitting just like that. Don't leave any air holes, because then you don't want that egg to maybe have a chance of popping or exploding, because then you're going to get your microwave all dirty and stuff. And I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, so we got that plate on there. So now let's go for 30 seconds. Let's hope it doesn't pop. Okay. Okay, we're coming up on... Whoa! Kind of scary, huh? Okay, so it's coming out. Now, when it comes out, try to hold it like this so you don't give it a chance for that steam to escape on the little side portion, because that's a way of getting maybe burned. You could also put a little dish towel over that too and take it out. Okay, let me move this out of the way here. Okay, now I look at that and I find that that's fine for me. I mean, I could eat it like that. But if you want to make it a little bit more cooked, then you would just put the lid back on it, put it back in for maybe, say, 5 seconds, maybe at the most 10 seconds, because you don't want to overdo it, because then you're going to have that chance of it blowing up, popping. And if you didn't want to do that, then you could just do your little frying pan up here with a little bit of water. And once the water started to boil a little bit, or got really hot, you would just put your egg in there and put a lid on top of that and leave it for a few minutes till the egg cooks, okay? I like the microwave better because it's faster and just easier for me. Plus, I'm trying to not use so much of the propane, because the propane now, inflation is just hitting really bad everywhere. I mean, food's going up and everything's going up. Propane's $2.49 a gallon. And we live in a big RV. And so when you calculate, we're using probably an average of, I would say, 70 gallons a month. That comes up, at $2.49 a gallon. You're looking at about $175 a month, but then you got to add the tax on top of that. So the months of November to February where we live, it's pretty cold up here, and then we can get snow and stuff, and oh boy, it can get kind of costly. We're looking at a yearly, I would say probably close to $800 a year for paying for propane to keep us warm inside the RV. We also, use covers on the windows and stuff, those blackout things that you can buy from like Walmart or, your big box stores and stuff. They sell stuff like that, and we put them up on our windows to kind of, and we put insulation between the windows and the blinds to kind of, help with that propane. But yeah, I try to avoid using so much the stove. I only do it like, a little bit of time and get out of there quick. So anything to help me get out of the kitchen, and save money on propane, I try to go for that. So, you guys, that's a quick breakfast. And look, you got two pieces of bacon, you got 2 eggs and a little piece of toast. You can put a little bit of butter on there with jelly and stuff. But this is less than $1.50. It's less than that, and so I can't see, throwing money away. And plus, you're in your own home. You add a little coffee to that, boy, you're ready to go. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up. We'll see you next time. Breakfast.